5 forwards Liverpool could sign to take pressure off Salah, Firmino and Mane, including Manchester United reject. Liverpool are likely to add some attacking options this summer. The Reds were reliant on Mohamed Salah, Sadio Mane and Roberto Firmino this season, with the trio in excellent form. But their lack of options told in the Champions League final as Jurgen Klopp was unable to turn to his bench to save the game, reports the Liverpool Echo. It is telling that Liverpool's fourth top scorer from last term was Philippe Coutinho, who netted the last of his dozen goals against Swansea on Boxing Day. Earmarked to perhaps perform such a task is Nigerian forward Moses Simon, who the Reds are interested in making a move for this transfer window. With that in mind, here are 5 players who could fit the bill. The latest star of Bundesliga football. Bayer Leverkusen's Leon Bailey provided more than a glimpse of his considerable talent last season with 9 goals and 6 assists. The 20-year-old wears the number 9 shirt for Bayer, but he can operate in wide areas with his pace and skill. The left-footed speed merchant certainly caught the eye in Germany's top flight last term, and there was even talk earlier this year of England attempting to convert Bailey, whose grandparents have English passports, in time for the World Cup. Klopp of course knows the Bundesliga better than most, and he hasn't been shy of raiding his homeland in the past. Crystal Palace winger Zaha enjoyed an outstanding campaign last term. The Nigeria international was crucial to the Eagles' successful attempt to stay in the Premier League, and Zaha shone with 9 goals. Only penalty specialist Luka Milivojevic scored more for Roy Hodgson's side. Zaha could perhaps lay claim to being the Premier League's best player outside of the top 6, and as such, would cost big money. Despite a failed stint at Manchester United earlier in his career, the 25-year-old is now poised to once again make a move to one of English football's giants. However, Palace are likely to demand a huge fee for their star man, and it remains to be seen if Liverpool would be willing to sanction it for someone who would not be a guaranteed starter. A name regularly mentioned. The 19-year-old has carved out a reputation as one of the brightest prospects in Europe over the past 2 seasons, playing for Klopp's former side Borussia Dortmund. The United States international made 25 starts for BVB last term to further cement himself as a key player for the German side. He netted 4 goals and 6 assists and does not turn 20 until September. Time is very much on the side of the teenager, and his potential development under a nurturing coach like Klopp is an exciting prospect for Liverpool fans. A player who was briefly linked with the Reds back in January. Despite reports, Liverpool never considered swooping for the Leicester star after offloading Philippe Coutinho, but could they now this summer? The Algerian international was instrumental in helping the Foxes to the astonishing Premier League title victory of 2016, and while he was not as imperious last term, Mahrez still showed enough to convince Manchester City to make their move. Leicester held firm in the January transfer window as City closed in, but the Foxes could be more open to selling this summer for the right fee. The 27-year-old would add more skill, pace and goals to Liverpool's impressive attack. Perhaps his potential fee could hinder things though. One from left field perhaps? Netherlands international Depay endured a difficult 2-year spell at Manchester United, but the 24-year-old has rebuilt his reputation once more with Lyon in Ligue 1. Depay is capable of playing either flank and as an auxiliary striker, which would come in handy if Klopp opts to rotate next term. The former PSV youngster has scored 22 goals for Lyon since moving to France in January last year.